for future, in case YouTube will refuse to save. So as you can see, code execution is successful, but we get some very strange symbols. Why? If we could ask ChatGPT, he would tell us that this is a hash format, kind of computer language that a compiler stores information in. And that's why we need special command, array, maybe arrays, and then to string. We mean that we want to translate from computer to string, to regular string, in order to get values in human language. And we got empty cells. Is that the only way to create an array, kind of rigid array which can't be modified by size?
Change.
No. Is that the only way to create an array? Are there any other options to create an array? For example, here.
Of course, we can just name the elements one by one.
Yes. That's why I'm thinking. Yeah. So we could do that this way. That name will remain the same, and we can explicitly tell which values are here.
Let's make it shopping too. For example, we have two lists.
Okay.
So maybe in the future we can just play with them.
Yeah, we can interchange the values, and but this way, this is hard coding, means that we manually input values into the code, and in order to make another shopping list, we need again to open the code. So that's the second way, which we could use on our exam. And what is the next thing we could do with an array?
We can check how many lines in our shopping list, how many products should we spend, or how much money should we spend. That's what we did before we got to the right?
Yeah, but before we could ask how many elements we have in this array. For example, we could assign it to a variable, tell that integer, say 10, and then we name this array, and then we ask for length.
So this is an error. Because I have to remove the square brackets before they have initialized the integer.
Yes, so now it is just one value. And we're going to print. And then print only, well, we could do it like that. And thanks to compiler, we always know where the semicolon should go. So we can calculate the entire length of an array, and it's very handy when we like to loop through an array. And now we can calculate the sum, for example. Yeah. Then I'm going to create another value for calculating the, maybe something like that, and so on. And then we will print this amount out on the screen. So how do we calculate the sum? Intuitively, it could be just one line that's please add up everything. Can we do this? Let's try. So, for example, I tell him that yeah. So I expect an error. So hopefully, the compiler tells me what's wrong, and he doesn't understand. Okay. Any ideas? Import everything.
Class, sorry.
Class?
Class. Hold. I said we have to import class method, but it's not method.
Yeah, so do we have other ideas how to sum up all the values array? Another way is to make a cycle, a loop through all the elements, which is quite laborious if the array is quite lengthy. And if there are no ideas, then we can use strings or streams. Yeah, streams we will. Yeah, we will deal with them later. And so I'm going to ask our artificial intelligence what could we do and how we're going to do this. Please tell me what I'm trying to do and how am I supposed to accomplish this. And then I paste a screenshot of my code, and we get a couple of examples. Obviously, the first one will be easy for beginners. And later are more complex for stream. Yeah, so he already suggests using stream with loop. That could be okay, but Obviously, it would not be possible, and then we use loop. So we think as a compiler, and then, yeah, it would be too easy, but that's the point. That's why streams are introduced, and we will deal with them later. So we either loop manually or we use streams. So so we are going to assign first the value, and then make a loop for I going from 0 to the end of the array. So that will be I is less than shopping list length, and we will iterate over the with a step equals 1. And then on each iteration we're going to add I write this verbose version, so but you can do it shorter. This variable is the end result, and then we add up variable in each cell. So this is we already know how to address each individual variable. It could be something like this with square brackets.
We have to support the I.
Yes, so we we need to tell that this is an integer. And then it prints the result. Any other observations before we run the code? So let's try this one. And how many errors do we get? No. How many errors do we get on this code? Do you have any idea? Name any integer from 0 to 12.
Missä oikein sulla?
Integer
No, index.
So only one error. Kind of math. Ah. Okay. And now we have added all the items on the list. Let's have a look whether we have some comments here. Not yet. Okay, so now we can calculate all the values in array, and we also can swap the values. Swapping is also quite straightforward. I'm going to delete all these variables, and if we're swapping two cells, for example, which ones?
First and second, and the last one.
And the last one. Okay, so what is the intuitive way of doing this? Well, I remove this number 2 from the end, so it won't be so confusing. And I say that
so the first element.
Yes, the first element has index 0,
Yes.
and the say number 4 is the last value, and vice versa.
So now there are 2 12s.
Yes, I will get 2 12s, and what is missing?
Int, like a temporary a variable, so that you can swap them.
Okay, so I print on each step. On each step, I print for debugging purposes, so I know the compiler does what I want to do, and as I run, I could include some comments to the lines where it prints something out, but currently too few lines, so I can remember which line does what thing. So the first line over here is the initial array. Then we have replaced our first value with the last one, and again we swapped. So we have lost this initial value. As we already have seen that, yes, that's a good idea to tell that some temporary value, which is integer, and which will take or hold the value we are going to delete. In our case, it is the first element.
So shopping for means equals temporary.
Yes, and the last line tells that we assign this save value to number 4. Are we going to receive an error?
No.
Not yet.
See.
Yes, unfortunately no errors. Okay. Well, and what else could we do with the rigid array? Maybe to sort.
Sorting algorithm. For example, bubble sort.
Yes, bubble sort, but ascending.
It's easiest of all.
Yeah, we do only the easiest one. For example, we would like to sort an array. How could we implement this? Say we ascending order, so the earlier values are lower, and the end has bigger values. Obviously, we have to check each cell, so that means it is a loop, a cycle, for, and again, integer I, so it is 3, and obviously we could tell that we start with 0, then it would go up to the length of the array, which is name of the array and length, right? Something like that. And step is unity. And what we're going to do inside
another formula.
Yes, later we will do this, but just one iteration, and we are going to check to visit each individual cell. What we are going to do with this cell? Sorting means that each value depends on neighboring values, right? So we need to compare two neighbor values. Then it is if condition. Yes. If, and then circle brackets, condition. We start with the leftmost cell and tell the compiler that if array name and its address is I, and if it is already in the correct order, we're not going to change anything, so we don't include this condition. So we include the condition for change. The change is necessary when the leftmost is greater. Yeah, so if it is greater than shopping and I plus 1, and only then do this. And here is the action, and this is replacement. So now this is the shorter version. Something like that. And we print this array in the beginning and in the end.
Stop.
Ah!
There was an error.
Too late. Yeah.
We went out of the length of the...
Yes, but it will compile and it will run, and during the execution of the code, it will throw an error as we go beyond the limits of the array.
Everybody understand why there is an error right now. Look.
Again, we could do it. So I'm going to run this buggy code in order to see the reason why the error would be not in the compilation but in execution. As you can see, we have managed to go through this line. It has printed, and then, for example, for debugging purposes, I could do something like that. Maybe, for example, I don't get, well, it already tells me that index 5 is out of bounds for length 5, but, well, 5 and 5, well, it should match. And I tell him, print, please, each instance of I. So I will understand where the compiler has arrived. So under which conditions it fails. Yeah, so we already have one viewer. Another hello goes to our viewers. So as you can see, from 0 to 4, we got these values. So number 5 is obviously out of bounds as we start from 0. That means that we we are going to reduce the number of iterations, and then everything is perfect. So what I already can spot is that number 1 in the middle moved further, and all others, well, let's just make things worse and maybe add some 3. As you can see, it has already improved something, but not until the end. And what are the options? How could we run through this code multiple times? Do you have any ideas? So, as already was suggested, we create another loop. So this iteration, just one, we were going through the cells of the array and comparing with neighboring value. Sometimes we were swapping them, and sometimes not, if the order was correct. And for example, we could print this thing here. So at the moment, you can see that we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, and we don't have 4 since we have trimmed the length. So if I print I, as you can see on this line, inside the second loop, inside this condition, how many times or which numbers will be printed? It prints I, the number of the iteration, only when we need to swap these values. So my question is, does computer print all the same numbers from 0 to 3, or it will skip some numbers? What is your intuition telling you? Just a hunch.
Well, if we look at the list, we can see that 14 is higher than 6, so this number will be printed. 6 is lower than 100, so this condition is not true, so it will not be printed, and so on.
Yes, so obviously not all of them will be printed, and only the steps when swapping is made, we get this output. As you can see on the, yes, only the second step was missing, but still we are far from over. So we need to include another loop, say j, and again integer. And now it will be maybe some random number at first. Well, I do this 3 times, not so many. And again, the step is 1. As far as this is the outer loop, I'm going to put the closing curly bracket somewhere here, so it will print the result in the end. But I would like to see that on each iteration. So, and I also would like to see both of them. How many errors are we expecting at the moment? Okay, so we are already on the next part of this chapter. So this is sorting. The last question about these type of arrays is how many times are we going to loop? Is there any optimal way to do this? We could do it manually, telling how many times. We could use length of the array. And there's a third option, my favorite one. Did we do that yesterday? What was it? Yeah, the length of array was the second one. Yeah, so manually is the first one. The length of array or -1 or half of the array. But in the worst case scenario, when the input list is reversed in reverse order, then we need to go the maximum time of iterations. And here, as you can see, everything is successful. And last two rows show us that what has happened or has not happened. Why it didn't print this line, number 16, somewhere here, between these lines?
Because the condition didn't work.
Condition wasn't met, of course. That means that we could stop iterating already a long time ago. And if, as these arrays become larger and longer, these things influence the efficiency of the code and time cost function. That's why it is. That's my favorite idea. Here you can close the door. That we introduce the special variable, just integer, and each variable counts how many times did we swap the values. For example, we tell him that swapping is integer is 0, and then each time we do some swapping, we add, well, it could be just plus and equal sign, but I like to do it the long way. And as we end one loop, then we reset the value. And if we see that no swapping was made, then break or stop sorting. Something like this. So I have added a lot of lines, so obviously we are going to receive an error. Unfortunately not. And we could do printing of this variable on each step to understand whether this is working correctly on a small portion of code, and then increasing the indices and then going to an entire array. Obviously, there are other ways, but this one is what I came up with based on my experience with other programming languages. Do you have any questions, suggestions, or remarks on arrays which can't be changed? And then we go to the flexible arrays.
But code isn't working, isn't it? Or is working?
It's kind of working, yes, but I don't know why it printed 2 times. Well,
yeah, but it's still unsorted. 6, 14, 9, 12.
Ah, you mean this?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get the result.
Yes. Yeah, we just need to tell that so we need to stop iterating when swapping is 0. Yes, that's why we could do it just with length of this array, because that doesn't change anything, and then we can ask, for example, here. So we received an error. Who can see the mistake?
You are X and Y outside of the loop, which is X.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe this one is also unreachable. I put it here just before breaking. Well, it's print twice, same letter, but at least I will see where they're going to end. So how many errors do we expect this time? Not many, okay. And again, he didn't change anything until the last run. So it has ignored that this variable was 0. All right, now he has managed to do that with 3 or 2 iterations. Yes, the first one is just printing. And you also can see that conditions were met a lot of times, and then 6 times, and then only 4 times. It was reducing. And now we have working code. So, do you have any other questions on these types of arrays? Did you write the same code with from empty page? Because compiler on the exam won't let you play and test the preliminary versions or half-working versions, even if they are correct. So you need to submit the entire code or portion of the code which is working. And well, I'm going to copy this one and paste somewhere here. So this is sorting array. For future reference, so this is a short cheat sheet with all the commands we have used in our assignments. So that was swapping of elements. And moving elements, which looks like swapping, but in sequence. And here you can see that we iterate from the largest value to the lowest. Here we were adding 1. And now we proceed to array lists. They are dynamic, we can add things and so on. So the syntax for creating array lists is special. So I'm going to delete everything from here. Okay. So no questions from our subscribers. Okay, so and now we are going to import this type of packages, array list, which are dynamic. And in order to memorize how to do it, it's necessary to write several times in the wrong way, and then correct and hopefully memorize for short-term memory. So how I would go about it? I would say that I need, well, I already know that this is integer and it has angle brackets. And then I want to say that it's array, and it's not just array, but array list. And then I'm going to name it. Now we can also continue with shopping or with any other application in our real life. Do you have any other suggestions? Apart from shopping, maybe banking, car, or cooking. Music list, exactly. Natives music list. And well, that's all I know. So let's ask our cheat sheet. New array list. Okay, and then I have to put list. You see. So I also need to tell that this is okay. Array list. Array list. So it should be list. You need to repeat it twice in order for the compiler to understand what you're talking about. So this is the name, which is given from programmer, and new. And then angular and circle brackets. Something like that. And a good thing about them is that I can call them directly without translating array to string. So hopefully that works. And then system out print new line. And then I can name just in plain language. And I expect it will write empty. Yes, it will create just empty list, and as far as there are no values, we won't have any outputs, maybe something like null or. But we can populate the list. Okay, well, now I'm going to name it in the same way. Maybe it could be something like that. Let's try it. Yes, now it's better. So now we see that the name, which comes from programmer, from the author, should go on the left-hand side of the equation sign. And the list is empty. That's where we get to these brackets. And now we are going to populate this with some random values. Maybe they are numerical values, and maybe some words, letters, or anything else. And as we can see, just list, well, this is the name of the list. Yeah, so you can see that it's easily to mix things up. If names are similar and we don't know whether it has to be that way, or it is the name you give to the list. And if you make it very strange, so you already understand, okay, this is your name. And I'm going to see, add a 10, and then to print this again. I didn't specify where it should go. And for example, I could add because we already told him that please expect integers. We could modify that, and we could say that's string or something else, and then we could put names, letters, and so on. So as you can see, if we add values, they go just from one direction, from left to right. Suppose we would like, well, let's see, yes, print list directly, that's okay, remove. And then we're going to call. For example, we're going to call value. Yes, I will start with square brackets. Let's call the first value. Okay, so question number 1, does compiler accept square brackets? Or he wants curly braces? And if yes, then what value he would print? So obviously I'm aiming at 30, since 0 is 10, and let's, yes. So square brackets are reserved for rigid arrays, and flexible arrays have flexible brackets. And again, we got an error. Obviously, I see that it already has changed the color. Here is the black, and here the name of an array is blue, as if it expects some kind of class. Any ideas why that would happen? Okay, so we already see that access element is just get. Okay, so it's either if we use brackets, then we access some element that means that we need to use some special command, like add, remove, get, and so on. And now get is this command, that's why it's blue. And the name of array is black, so telling us that this is the array. And that's why he expects to be a method. And then I expect to print 30. Okay, and that means we can remove it. For example, name of an array, command, and the address of the cell. If I would address the cell with the same number, suppose something like that, would I get an error? So I already have removed the first one, so they just change position. Yeah, so I will get 20, yes? So yeah, so also expect 20. Let's check our hypothesis. And again, execution successful, nothing to work on. And predict element, and we also can set each variable, each cell of this for example, just with comma, set cell number 0 with this value. And magically, it replaces this value. What else could you design of this? For example, telling how many numbers it would contain. So, for example, and I also suggest the idea to illustrate my point. For example, in Python, say I would do something like that. And here he already mentions Python, so he understands what I'm talking about. And as you can see, just to create one array with 10 elements, I already need to implement a loop, a cycle to append all the values. Yes, but something like this I would expect from Java. But does that look intimidating? The second one? So the loop is fine. At least we know the syntax and we can do this. And also, we have built-in function for swapping. And then say and let's check. So this is I hope this is the name of an array, but sometimes collections are also the name of larger array in Java. And here you put the name. Okay, so obviously collections should go here. Collections, then swap, and then name of the array. Something like that. Well, yes, inside the brackets. Okay. Otherwise, well, the name of the array has to be black all the time. So that's a hint that something is wrong. Yes, so it has to be declared somewhere. And I'm going to ask artificial intelligence. What is wrong with this code? And I also would like to know the real-life examples of these features. Yeah, so we need to import collections, and then they will work. And as we can see, yes, last and the first one were swapped. 10 and 20 now have changed their places. Isn't that fantastic? Yeah, but just for swapping two values, you need to import a package. And no, we can try letters and words. Suppose I would like to create an array list with words, with names of, say, soundtracks. How would we go about it? Array list, then I tell the type, and then I tell the name of the string.
Can we just do the same sound but change the numbers into the words?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I need to change the type. Integer, which was before, now it is string. And also I need to tell it again and again. And hopefully this is it. Now I'm going to print a new line with the entire array, and then well, let's do in a simple way. I put the name of the array, then add, and add some titles. What is your understanding? Do we get an error from the compiler?
I think yes, because there is no new word.
New,
Yeah.
here.
Why system would print first title, then second and third, and fourth and fifth?
Yeah, we could do after each title, but it's just my whim. Dear viewers, you could do your own way. Believe in yourselves. So in several seconds, we either will get an error or a success. Why printing is just for debugging and understanding how gradually this code works. And of course, I could do this after each meaningful step, but I skip some typical or repetitive steps. So as you can see, we could put strings of different lengths. Say we could tell that this is very short and another one is very long, and they don't need to be of the same length. And we also could do swapping. Right? Would you like to swap? Because we already have collections, and collections, then something like maybe swap. And then the name of array, and then we have not so many. Third title, that means 0, 1, and 2, last and first. And here, before and after swapping, I print both, and I suppress this output. As you can see, the two last lines are the result of swapping, before and after. So it works with the with words as well. So it could be dictionary, it could be so here are the examples from real life. Music playlist reordering app. Maybe playlist in random order. Task prioritization. Card shuffling in card game. Seating arrangement in event management, or maybe on the plane in booking system. And product sorting in shopping cart. So these are real life examples, and we could implement something like that here. So, any questions from online viewers? And we proceed to our next topic, or if you have questions?
No, I don't have.
No questions? Very good indeed. Then we are on time. Fantastic. Streams.
Maybe let's have 7 minutes pause and then come back.
Okay, we can have 7 minutes break, yes, for refreshing drinks and snacks. Take a breath of air, and then we will come back exactly at 16:30. Okay, so so 7 minutes. And we will take the break.